Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Chisme Chronicles podcast.
Episode 44.
Brr, 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 brr. Kaylee. Oh, our sign, guys. You guys didn't tell us our sign was off.
Now we're live.
Yeah, now we're live. Okay, so welcome back to another episode. My name is Roman. I'm Kaylee's uncle. Kaylee is Kaylee the Bandit.
Legal name.
Kaylee, first name Kaylee, last name the Bandit. And what we do on this show is Am I the A-hole? Reddit stories. It used to be like about 70% Am I the A-hole, 25% today I effed up, and a little bit of mix. Now it's basically like Am I the A-hole?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Sometimes we'll still mix it up.
Yeah, sometimes we might mix it up. But if you guys like that kind of content, and you guys like listening to Reddit stories and, whether it's dramatic or funny or whatever, consider subscribing, and we hope you'll join our little community. And so we try to post 2 times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and we always do 4 stories, and we blind react. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to kick it off. We're just going to jump right into it because we don't have time for any nonsense.
No singing today.
No singing. We just got to read these stories, and then we got to go to work. They're like, what do you mean? The listeners like, what do you mean work?
Yeah.
These are YouTubers. They just put out more episodes. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna rock and roll. Here we go. Am I the a-hole for having the power to my apartment disconnected after being asked to leave? 18 months ago, I moved into my best friend's apartment because she was struggling to pay rent. Having a pretty good income, I paid the majority of the bills, including all of the electric, heating, internet, food costs, and half of the rent. I was paying roughly $1,800 per month, while she was paying $500 per month. 10 months ago, my roommate's mother moved in with us, and the financials didn't change. I was still paying for half the rent, all of the electric, heating, food for 3 people, and internet. Her mother paid nothing. My roommate met a guy about a month ago from the other side of the country, and this week, they had planned on him coming to stay with us for 2 weeks. I was not happy about it. It was clear he didn't like me when we chatted on the phone. I digressed and said, whatever. 24 hours before he was set to arrive, her mother started an argument with me. Her mother is irrational and rude. After a bit of attempting to appease her and it not working, she told me, if you have a problem, you can leave. And I said, when do you want me to leave? And she said, right now. So I packed a bag and left. 2 hours later, the police showed up to my parents' house to speak to me about the happenings of the night. Her mom claimed that I made her feel scared and demanded a police officer escort me to retrieve my belongings from the apartment. The police told me I don't need them to retrieve my stuff, and if they try to block me from getting my stuff, to call them. Last night, I brought a buddy and a truck, and in an hour and a half, we moved all my belongings out from the apartment. Today, I called the electric company to have them cancel my electric as I no longer live there. The electric company let me know that they will be shutting off the power to the apartment tomorrow and reminding me that if the pipes weren't full of antifreeze, they might burst. Am I the a-hole for not giving my roommates a heads up that they will be shutting off the power? And then it says, edit for clarity, I'm not on the lease.
So obviously...
What? Well, so I just think it's funny. Like, no, go for it.
Oh, it's because the original question in the headline was, am I the a-hole for shutting off the power?
Right.
So the whole time I'm thinking, is she the a-hole for shutting off the power? No. But then, am I the a-hole for not giving them a heads up? That's why I was like,
I know, right? Like,
changed it a bit.
Yeah, there's like 2, like, I would have canceled the electricity too.
Hell yeah, I would have.
Like, I am paying for you
Absolutely.
and your boyfriend and your mom and paying for their food. What the hell?
Yeah, run me my money back. That was what really got me too, because it's like, okay, it's obviously one thing to be paying for all the utilities and stuff. That's enough, right? Like, that's enough of a problem. But it's like, okay, she's struggling financially. Like, not with roommates, everything should be 50-50 split. But like, I've seen like with relationships or whatever, where it's like one person makes a lot more money than the other one. You split it differently or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. But the food thing got me.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, that is way too much. You're paying for.
And in food, internet, like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's been months and now your mom's living there and like none of you guys are.
You're having somebody come stay for 2 weeks.
Yeah, like cool. Who's paying for their food if you can't even pay for your food?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude, some people it's so crazy. Some people in an instant, they'll freaking get all comfy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
like, In Spanish or at least in the Mexican culture, we say concha. That's like a one way of saying it, you know. It's, concha means shell, but I have no idea why we use that. You know, like being concha, it just means like, you know, they're just like, you're
just comfortable. You're just way too comfortable.
Yeah, there's another saying is like, le das la mano y te agarran la pata. Which is, you know, it's like you give them a hand out or like you give them a hand to help them out and they'll also grab your foot. You know, they just want a little too much. Yeah. The whole thing about the cop reminded me of something though. When I was like 19, I was probably like 19. Wait a second. No. I was probably, okay. I was probably still in high school then. I was probably like 17, maybe 17 or I was like 17. So my friend and I, we went to McDonald's. This is the McDonald's on.
Yeah, by your old school or whatever. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Okay.
About the McDonald's. Yeah, the one on 16th Street.
Well, no. Like, I thought you were saying because you told the story about going to McDonald's like before middle school.
No, that's Taco Bell.
Oh, Taco Bell. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Okay.
The McDonald's on 4th Avenue.
Okay.
And by 24th Street. Uh-huh. So I remember we were going north. We're going northbound on 4th Avenue.
Okay.
So we make a left into the McDonald's, right? And you know how you pass the parking lot and then you loop around to go to the drive-thru, right? And so I remember I'm driving, and so I make a left, and then I'm going like 5-6 miles an hour, like so slow. And there's a dad with like his kid walking. So the drive aisle is like this. I'm driving in, and I got to loop around. So the guy comes out, and he's not crossing to go to his car. He's kind of like walking parallel to the way that I'm driving. So it's kind of like, okay, well, either scoot over to the left, or cross, or kind of like look at me. You know, there are cues that you're gonna cross. I'll stop, whatever. So he's just kind of walking. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna drive past. And I just went off to the right a little bit. You know, just like, and I just kind of went by them. I see them. He's with his kid, no problem. And I loop around and I go into I'm at the drive. I'm at the not the window, but the little speaker, you know?
Yeah.
And then like the guy comes over. He comes over and he's like, I don't remember all the words that were said, but he did cuss at me. And he's like, you know, you're speeding. You almost hit my kid. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I saw you. I went around you. I'm going like 5-6 miles an hour. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, nah, blah, blah, this. And then starts dropping F-bombs. And I'm like, this guy's an idiot. He's like, I'm going to take a picture of your car, of the license plate. And I'm like, go ahead. I don't care. Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Well, do whatever the hell you want. Nothing is going to happen to me. Because first of all, it's your word against mine, number one. Number two, if they do have cameras, the cameras are going to show exactly what happened. So I didn't give a damn, you know? The guy goes over there and takes a picture of the license plate and stuff. And I'm like, you know, like, what am I going to do? Run off?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, cool. Good luck, bro. The next day, I'm with my parents and we're going somewhere. I remember we were leaving. And, oh, no. Yeah, what? It doesn't matter. I was probably like 18, 19, whatever. So anyway... so you know how my parents had like they had the house it's because this is how I realized it was after high school because they had
a house and
they had a house
and
they had
a new house next
they had the next door house. So the cop pulled in there on a motorcycle and immediately I knew why the cop was showing up. And then like my parents like they're renting it and they're like no they live over there. And then, in my mind, I remember like when I saw the cop, because we were all walking to the car to get in. And in my mind, I'm like, I know I didn't do anything wrong, but I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this shit. This is stupid. And I'm like, oh, let's get in the car. Let's go. I wasn't saying that, but I was just kind of like, oh, let's just all get in the car and leave. And, but, you know, obviously, guy comes around and then like, he's like, hey, I'm here because there was a report and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what happened. And then I'm like, yeah. And then the guy was freaking cussing at me and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, interesting. He said you were cussing at him. And dude, I never said a single bad word to this guy.
Yeah.
It was just the dumbest thing. And I was like, well, that's exactly what happened. You know, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Basically, that guy made a report. Cops comes over here and like, basically, well, what happened? So you almost hit him with a car. And I'm like, pfft.
It literally doesn't matter.
As an
I feel
idiot.
like people like that piss me off because, like, I don't know, you're just like wasting everybody's time, you know? And I feel like also like a lot of like older people will do that with like young drivers just because like they feel like you're automatically wrong for
Because
being
you,
like a new
yeah,
driver.
totally,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah,
Like, it
I
doesn't
hate
matter.
that. I
Yeah.
hate that so much.
It's so stupid. Yeah, I don't know. That guy's an idiot. That also reminds me, like, not like of a story, but like I feel now if somebody starts recording me or whatever, automatically my brain goes, "Oh my god, this is gonna go viral on TikTok, and I'm gonna have to defend myself." You know what I mean? Like, because like before that, obviously like wasn't a thing. You know, it's like, okay, take a picture of my license plate. But like now, somebody will freaking be like, look at this, you know, whatever, and then start recording my license plate, record me, and then somebody be like, this girl almost hit a child. This is her name. This is where she worked. This is her address. You know, like people
Yeah.
do that now. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I feel like if somebody whips out a camera, oh, I don't even know what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say is like I feel like if somebody whips out a camera, well, I'm gonna whip out my camera because
Yeah.
there's no way you're gonna take a little clip and then post that, right? I'm taking my camera out too.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's like I'm just gonna take my camera out, but like depending on the situation, I'm just gonna like not say anything.
Yeah.
Just like not say anything, not do anything. Like don't give them anything.
Yeah.
Like don't give them anything.
Yeah.
Then worst case they're
Because
just
then they're automatically
recording
crazy
and I'm like,
yeah.
and they're just like recording me. You know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
okay.
yeah, okay.
Scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, but so before we move on,
Yeah.
we just totally jumped into this whole
So
cop
the
situation.
actual
But
verdict.
I think
I feel like you're a little bit the a-hole for not warning them.
because of the whole, and because obviously it's in a winter place, so
Yeah.
cut off the power, so the pipes aren't going to be heated anymore, and so the water's gonna freeze, and it's gonna like,
Yeah. Because like,
and she's not on the lease, so
yeah.
you know.
And also like, you know that they're struggling like financially. Like I'm obviously you did so much for them, right? But it's like, okay, like now, you know, they're
Yeah.
probably gonna have to get like evicted or something because like they can't afford to like deal with the flooding or whatever, and it's like their fault.
No, it won't
you know?
flood. It'll freeze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when if you're
Gotcha.
shutting off the power, you're shutting off the heating of the pipes.
Yeah,
For the people that live in.
and all the pipes will freeze, but the pipes will burst though if they freeze. So then
Yes.
so then stuff floods.
No, because it's frozen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'll
I thought
burst
that the
from
pipes
being
would
frozen.
burst, and then it's like, because you know how there's like, yeah, it'll burst from being frozen, but there's like frozen chunks essentially that then come loose, and then like things start flooding, or at least that's what I've seen when people talk about pipes freezing.
Yeah, or maybe. Yeah. I'm not.
Because like something
we live in
blocks
that.
it.
We live in the desert, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So at some kind of frozen catastrophe.
Yeah, some kind of
Let us
catastrophe
know,
that's technically
let
their
us know.
fault.
Let it snow, idiot. I'm all thinking like it's gonna snow everywhere.
Frozen,
you know?
yeah.
Let it snow. So I 100% I'm shutting off the power.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have said, hey, I'm shutting off the power. Power's be shut off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Peace.
Sorry, you can't afford to, you know, turn it back on. At least make sure you have antifreeze in your pipes. That's it.
Antifreeze?
You know.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
no,
they
I know.
said,
I'm saying
right? Yeah.
you like make sure you checked all the valves, tighten it all up.
Mia plumber.
Yeah. Kaylee the plumber.
Okay.
Go for it.
This one's a short one. Am I the a-hole for drinking on my designated driver nights? Me and my group of close friends go out to drink reasonably often. We take turns being the DD in a rotation of sorts. The issue for me is that I'm heavily visually impaired, to the point where I can't and never will be able to legally drive. Even using biopics or other adhesive tech, instead on my nights, I pay for Uber or taxis for all of us, which others have said is a completely acceptable option for them. The problem comes up with me drinking on my nights. Even though I'm not actually driving and reasonably can't be expected to, one of my friends expressed that it's not fair that I get to drink on my nights when everyone else has to hold back on their nights. In my view, it's not unfair at all. If anyone else wanted to drink on their own night, they're more than welcome to pay for the Uber the way that I do every time it's my night. They just usually choose not to. Am I the a-hole? I'm no alcoholic and more than fine with going through an event or an outing without drinking or anything, but I don't see the point in holding back when I reasonably could have one.
Did anybody get mad? I mean, there was no extra drama.
The actual verdict, no. This one was just a short one, but the actual verdict was not the a-hole. Yeah.
I don't think they're the a-hole.
I don't think they're the a-hole. And I don't know, but I think that if they were women, I might feel differently. Because I feel like with women, like usually, like if you have like a DD, obviously it's for driving purposes, but it's also like
Taking care purposes.
taking care purposes.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Like I was like, well, maybe they're getting upset because they want somebody to just kind of like watch over them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
That's kind of what I thought.
But also, regardless of gender, like if you're going out, like
You're responsible for yourself.
yeah, you're responsible for it. And like go get plastered, like do whatever you want. If you want to get plastered, but like you have to know your limits. Like I don't know, like I don't know how old they are or whatever, but like I'm 21 and I'm not going out and getting blacked out on the weekends.
Dude, I remember this one time. Yeah. It just remind because you're like, oh, I'm the designated driver, but like I'm drinking because I'm paying for the Uber. So then it's like, oh, it's not your turn. You weren't supposed to do that or whatever. Just reminded me of this one time. My one of my great friends, Oscar. No, so my homie. So we went out to on his birthday. It was like him and well, his girlfriend at the time. And then me and my wife, girlfriend at the time. So we go out for his birthday, right? His birthday, and we go to Scottsdale, and we're like, so we started like drinking at the house first, and then we're like, all right, cool, well, let's go. So we get an Uber, we're over there, and we're like at this club, and we're like having a good old time and stuff, and we're just like drinking. And I remember I was like, whoa, I started feeling it like big time. Yeah. I can't remember what we were drinking at the house first. If we were I definitely mixed. I definitely was like, because I remember over there I was drinking just beer, but at the house we were drinking something else. I can't remember exactly what it was, and I remember I was like, whoa! It just freaking hit me, right? We're like and we're at the bar, and I think we're at the bar, and I was like, hey, dude, does anybody want this beer? Like, dude, I can't drink anymore. I don't feel good.
Yeah.
And then his girlfriend was like, yeah, I'll keep it. And then so, then I kind of chilled, and then we were like on the dance floor, we're all dancing, having a good old time and stuff. And then like, I thought I kind of was keeping it together. And then so we're like, all right, well, let's go. We're getting kind of hungry. So then we walk out, and when we walk outside, and I remember like walking, and we were trying to figure out where we were going to go or where we were going to eat or whatever. And I just remember like walking, but like, just like not feeling good, you know what I mean? Like, whoa, starting to feel real crazy. And they were like, well, let's go in here, let's see if they had food there. And we're going to this like little bar, another like little bar, whatever. And it was like super expensive, it was like ridiculously expensive. We were like, yeah, we don't want to eat here, but so we're chilling there for a little bit. So we sat down, and we were sweating from dancing and everything. And I'm like, cool, I'm tired. And I put my head down, and I'm just like, dude, I was just trying to hold on. I was just trying to hold on to the universe, like, and they were fighting. This is his birthday, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't even know how long we were there for. Probably at least half an hour. Because I remember just hearing them talking and like kind of like laughing at me at the fact that I was just freaking, struggling. I was just gone, you know, and I'm just like keeping my head down. And finally, I couldn't take it anymore. Like I get up, and we were like in the patio. So they have the little fences. Yeah. And I remember I had to turn around, and I just like, I had to let it go. Dude. I was just like, yeah. And then there was like people, like there was people in the patio. Have I told you this story? No. There was people in the patio, like next to us, and they're all roar, tiger, roar. Oh. They're all, we hear you, buddy. Like, because basically that's what I'm roaring, right? I'm just like, and I'm just like throwing up, and they're all roar, tiger. They're all, you got it, buddy, you got it, hang in there, roar. They just start like out a couple of dudes, just like roar, tiger. and I'm all, dude. So to this day, like my friends, like just between four of us, every now and then we remember like just jokes about me being selfish, like getting plastered at someone else's birthday, and then they're like having to take care, they had to like take care of me. Funny. And it was his birthday. Oh man, it was a good time.
That happened to me in the parking lot of Arizona Donuts. Not the Roar Tiger. Uh-huh. Like in Yuma, obviously.
Wait. How old were you?
It was like, oh god. It was like the first time I ever drank, and I had never had I'm still traumatized from Fireball. That's the only, I think, like alcohol that I can't even smell. I can't even look at it.
Dude,
I'm
there's
traumatized.
the one that I cannot even smell or
Yeah.
look at. It was a drink at this place called Devil's Advocate in Tempe. It's called, I think it was called Snake Bite. And it was like cider with something else, like beer and cider, or like this thing. If I smell that thing, oh my gosh. But anyway, you were saying?
Oh no, yeah. Basically, I mean, short story, but like I got ridiculously hammered, and then everybody wanted to go there because it was open like 24 hours, and everybody would get like carne asada burritos or whatever. And I'm just like sitting there, just like in the booth, like please nobody even like, because it's like that's horrible. That's the most horrible feeling because like you can't have your eyes open because it's too much. But then like even when you close your eyes, everything's like spinning, and it just feels worse. And you're like, okay, it's gonna pass, and it won't pass. It won't pass.
100% for me, eyes open is better.
Yeah,
eyes open.
You're right.
You cannot close your eyes.
But sometimes, like, I want to like close my eyes for like just some reprieve because, like, I know everybody's looking at me. You know what I mean? I know I'm too drunk. You know, I'm sitting in the Arizona Donuts at 1 a.m. Yeah. And yeah, basically same thing. We get into the parking lot afterwards, and whatever. I start like there was this other like car there or whatever, and I didn't even know who was in the restaurant. I didn't know how many people were there. I just know there was like 3 other cars in the parking lot. And when we parked, I don't think there was anybody, but then when we were leaving, there was somebody parked right next to us, and I started throwing up next to the car, and this lady comes out and she's like, "Oh my god," and she's like upset that I'm like gonna puke on her tire or something. And I was like, what have you been doing here? It's 1:30 in the morning. Like, I'm just pissed off.
Yeah, dude, I have another funny drunk story. This is the so I've never been like, obviously, yeah, I've gotten drunk many times. No, I've gotten multiple times, but many times, but like that I was bad, or like where I had my friends that had to take care of me, because that one time that story that I just told you was not like I was on my own. I could get up. I could have called an Uber. I was just super drunk, but one time that like my friends had to like they had to like take care. Well, I was basically like passed out. This is like the one and only time this has ever happened to me. So we were out in Tempe, with all my friends and stuff. Multiple, a lot of the people that were there, or several people that were there. Because we were always like a group of friends that were always hanging out, and I remember Gato wasn't there. But I was hanging out with with my sister-in-law and her husband and some other people. And then so we're out there, we're having a good old time, everybody's drinking and stuff. And then this guy, one of Xavier's friends, he was like he started buying shots for everybody. And he bought 3 rounds. He got 3 rounds for everybody. So we're like, yeah. It was like 10 or 12 of us, right? And we're like, yeah. Just shots, and he's like, another round. We're like, yeah, another round. We don't give a damn about anything, just having the time of our lives. Yeah. Freaking 3 shots on top of the other, drinks that we were having and stuff already. And then 2 a.m. comes around. It's time to close it up. I think it was called El Jefe at that time. I don't think it exists anymore. And then I remember seeing Arlen. Arlen was talking to like her friend. And it always cracks me up because, there's always like drunk guys like that are trying to talk to girls and stuff like that. That's just how it's gonna happen. And so like I remember they were clearing out. Everybody had to like walk out already, right? So it was already it was emptying out. And so I'm walking over to the bar because like Arlen's there, and I'm like, okay, here's one of my group members, right? Yeah. And I remember I'm there, and I have my hand like on the bar for a second, and I'm like, and I look, and I don't remember if I say her name, or if I just look over her, and I'm just like, dude, I'm so effing drunk right now. I don't remember if I said like, hey, Arlen, I'm so effing drunk, or I'm just like, whatever. But the girl that she was with, she looked at me kind of like, why is he talking to us? She gave me this look like, you know what I mean? Like this drunk guy, who is he?
Yeah, like disgusting, get away.
Yeah, get away. Like, we don't want you. Yeah. Like that was the vibe that I got from her. And then, but Arlen like laughs. She just like laughs at me, and she's like, oh, he's my brother-in-law. It's fine. Yeah. And then so I remember I put my head up because they're like, everybody get out. And I start walking out. Dude, I swear, when I walked out of the, how they say that like, oh, when the air hits you, whatever. Yeah. I don't know if there's science behind this, but that's happened to me basically 3 times. This was one.
Mm-hmm.
The roar tiger was another one
Mm-hmm.
because it started hitting me, and then another time that was
The
like,
roar tiger.
yeah, the tiger story, and then another time at a happy hour. Other than that, like I've always been just pretty whatever. But those when I came out, like, whoa, what the hell's going on? So anyway, I come out, and Asael, he was it was like him and this other guy named Mark. Dude, I was like, cause I think I don't know if they saw me. I don't know if I said something. I end up having to put an arm on either side of them.
Yeah.
And I think if the security guards see you super drunk, I don't know if they'll call the cops or something. Like you can't be to like because you can't be like what is it called, publicly intoxicated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I had my arms on each side of them, and I was walking, and I wasn't lifting my legs all the way and like hitting with my heel.
Yeah.
My toes were the toe of
Scraping.
my scraping, dude.
Yeah.
They put me on a bench, and they were all trying to plan what are we doing next, you know? And then I was like, water. I was like, I need water. And I remember Xavier's friend Mark, or I mean, he was my friend, Mark. He's like, what's up, bro? And I was like, water. And just like I was just like on a little park bench, dude. Like if they would have left me, I would have slept on the park bench. I was like, I need water. They brought me water. I don't know where he got the water from. He brought me water.
Yeah.
They're like, cool. I don't remember if we made it to the car or if Xavier went to go get his car and then came and he picked us up. And then so he picked us up and then he was like, so we take off and stuff. And I was all dizzy in the back and stuff, while we were turning and then I remember I was like I basically like it was like fell asleep in the car. And then so like Arlen was gonna eat something like at a Filiberto's or something, and then so Xavier was like, well, I guess I'm gonna go home or I'm gonna go drop this fool off because we lived in the same apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm passed out in the back of the car.
Yeah.
He drives me like like it wasn't very far, luckily, like maybe 10 minutes to the apartment, and I'm asleep. I'm like passed out. I'm like 83% asleep, and he's like carrying me out of the car, like dragging me to the front door. And then he's like trying to hold me up and I'm like out. And then he realizes he doesn't have the keys. Arlen had the keys. So then he has to like, he had to like lean me on their second car. So like I'm on the hood of the other car, like knocked out while he opens the other car door. And then he's like carrying me and then throws me back in the car. We go back for Arlen. We get the keys. He come back. And then he had to do that like 3 times. And then I just woke up the next day on their couch, It's like, what happened? Where am I?
It's like being a little kid and you just wake up somewhere new. That's how most people have that experience for the last time when they're like 10 years old. But
yeah.
you got a specialty.
Dude, and that was also the night where we were drinking those snake bite things.
Oh, I gotcha.
Dude, what a long ass story. I love that story though. It was so funny, man.
The roar tiger got me.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Story.
Good times. Oh, she's my turn, huh?
Story number 3.
People are like, yo, we don't care about your dumb life.
We don't care about the snake bites.
Yeah. Okay, story number 3. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother he can sleep in his car after his eviction? My brother got evicted and now wants to stay with my little brother, mom, or me. I told her he has a car, and if he was cold this winter, I'd set it on fire to help keep him warm. To understand the situation, a bit of backstory is needed. My older brother and I have rarely gotten along. We lived together when I came home from the Air Force until he tried to get rid of my cats after a fight. He locked his animals in his room, opened every door to the house in winter, and let my cats just wander out, and they are indoor cats. Luckily, I found them, and after a fist fight, I moved out. Time goes on and I get a job at the complex he lives at. Because I work where he lives, he thinks he can call me at any time in the day or night to fix whatever issue he has because I'm his brother and the maintenance supervisor. His building's hot water went out at 11 p.m. one Friday night. I had my maintenance crew working on it. They had to wait to get parts in the morning. He goes on to wake me up at 3 a.m. on Saturday to complain. I explained the problem and it would be fixed as soon as possible Saturday after 8 a.m. That wasn't good enough, so he sent emails to corporate trying to get me fired, then threatened to call CPS to get my children taken away if I didn't fix his issue right now. That was my final straw. I let him know in no uncertain terms he was no longer my family and would be a stranger to me and my children for the rest of his life. Which brings us to the past 6 months. He shows up to his job at an old folks' home, drunk, and gets fired. Refuses to get a new job and stays home drinking. He hasn't paid his bills in 5 months and is set to be evicted. So he started reaching out to family for help, and when help is offered with conditions like get sober, get a job, and pay the money back, he started screaming and texting horrible things to everyone. He is 45 and throws tantrums like a child. Because of his actions, the entire family has gone no contact and blocked him everywhere. He finally turned to me and asked if he could stay with me and my kids. After everything he's done to me and threatened those same children to get them taken away, he expects me to let him in. I told him if I ever saw him again, I would give him the find out portion of the F around actions. But also said if he was cold on the streets, he can call me and I will set his car on fire to help him stay warm.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, that last part, like, if you're cold, call me. I'll help set your car on fire
That's
to keep
like
you warm.
so just vicious.
He doesn't. I mean,
yeah, all bets are off, I guess. And I don't think he's the a-hole, to be clear. But it sucks though because like I understand, like I don't know, like I don't know, because like that's just like a thing with like addiction, you know what I mean? It's like so many people have to like decide to like let a family member like hit rock bottom or whatever.
Yeah, but also at what point, like what if he was just an ass before he was even like an alcoholic, even if he is, you know what I mean? Maybe he is. Maybe he is. Yeah. So that's right. That's it. Gets over, right? So
yeah.
But what if he was like just a horrible human being even before that? Who knows?
Then don't reach out to me. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Or
yeah.
like try and make amends before you like decide to, I don't know, start asking for help.
If somebody's like, I'm gonna call CPS on your kids, oh, can it come stay with? Hell no.
Yeah. At first I was like, oh, it can't be that bad, you know what I mean? But it was that bad. Because like the try and get me fired, like that's bad enough. But I was like, okay, like I don't know, maybe the full details or whatever. But it's like trying to call CPS on me because I don't fix your building's hot water at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like, why? Okay, go to sleep. Like, why do you? It sounds like you don't need hot water at 3 a.m. Yeah, and so it sounds like he just was like bitter. Just bitter. Yeah.
Yeah. Horrible.
Yeah.
Terrible brother. Story number 4.
Yep.
Okay. Am I the a-hole for showing up at my sister's party after her miscarriage, despite knowing that I couldn't drink and people would suspect I was pregnant? My name is Kayla. I'm 22 female. My sister Leah, who is 25, unexpectedly had a miscarriage a week ago. I felt especially guilty because I had recently found out I was pregnant as well, but had opted to wait to tell anyone. I felt guilty, so I elected to keep quiet about it for as long as I could, as I didn't want to take any attention away from her grief or cause her any pain. This became a problem when my family arranged a little get-together at her place to help her feel better, where alcohol was to be involved. The night was going fine, and my sister really seemed to be smiling and enjoying herself. I was staying away from the beer and vodka, kind of shutting down the strange looks from my family and friends who know I almost never turned down the opportunity to drink. Most believed my lies except my sister and friend, Ash, who came up asking, "Are you pregnant or something? Why aren't you drinking?" I laughed and I said I had to watch out for my health and trying to change the subject. My sister saw us talking, however, and came up with a shot in her hand. She basically said that she was really glad I was there and wanted to take a shot with me. I had a feeling that Ash had told her I wasn't drinking and that they had come to confirm her suspicion. I turned her down and said I was just happy to be in the moment with her. Leah got this teary look in her face and kind of eyed my stomach. She set the drink down and asked me slowly if I was pregnant and trying to hide it. I froze in the moment, which must have basically confirmed what she was suspecting. She burst into tears and asked again, much louder this time, which caused most of the people in her apartment to look at us. She told me to either drink the shot or tell her the truth. I wasn't sure what to do, so I opted to just tell her the truth. I tried to tell her that I didn't really want to take any attention from her pain, but she wasn't listening. She started accusing me of coming to her apartment to boast about my pregnancy and how I always got what I always wanted. How I always got what I wanted. She also said that that I shouldn't have come to the party knowing that I couldn't drink, and obviously people knew that I was pregnant. Basically going on about how I was attention seeking. At this point, our dad stepped in to calm her down and because she was being belligerent at this point. at this point, my boyfriend decided to say it was better for us to just leave. I got a few quiet congrats, and I felt awful. She really isn't talking to me right now, which I kind of understand, but at the same time, I really just wanted to be there for her. People are more so leaning towards her side because she's going through a hard time right now, but I feel like I'm not being listened to. My mom said that she understands, but that it was wrong of me to come knowing I was pregnant.
I don't know what you think. I don't know what people said, but I 1000% believe she's not the a-hole.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
If anyone because it's like, why do you care if I'm drinking or not? Why do you care? Are you pregnant? Okay, if you think maybe I am, shouldn't you be sensitive to the situation and not be asking and trying to find out if I am or if I'm not?
Exactly.
And it's like everyone was like, wait, why are you not drinking?
Yeah.
Like
especially,
looking at the...
Ash, especially, I feel sucks. Because...
Who's that? The friend?
The friend.
Totally.
Because it's OP's friend. If it was the other person's friend, the one that had a miscarriage or whatever, and it's like, let's maybe like just like supporting her or something, like not like grasping the situation, just trying to like be supportive and find out or something, right? But it sounds like it's OP's friend. So it's like, if I was Ash or something, then I might even be like, just totally lie and be like, no, I think I saw her have a drink earlier or something.
Totally.
Just to completely
but it's like,
deflect from the situation.
It's like people want to see the world burn.
Yeah.
Like, this
everybody
else.
I don't even know if the sister sucks. The one that had the miscarriage.
Well,
I think everybody else sucks.
I think that at least what I thought I understood was that like, well, I don't know. Maybe I thought Ash was her friend and maybe told her, and then so she's like, let's go find out.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Well, then I'm saying the sister should. Why did she do that too? Like,
because I think she just is like, I'm not faulting the sister because I think she's just grieving. You know what I mean? It's like, I just lost something that I wanted. Like, I just like had a miscarriage. And now you're pregnant, and like you, like she's just probably drunk and grieving and confused.
The Ash girl told the sister. Or maybe
that's what OP was theorizing, was that one of them told the other one, you know what I mean, and then they're like, let's go find out.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
That's so stupid. That's
so dumb.
Absolutely. And I think Ash is guiltier than the sister because she should have had the like, foresight to be like, let me deflect a little bit. Like, no, that's totally what I would have done. Like, oh no, I think I just saw her have a drink earlier or something. Just like,
yeah, but they should be like, well, why when you have one with me right now?
Yeah.
Immediately, I'm like, no, my stomach hurts.
Yeah. I just don't
like,
feel good.
Yeah, like, dude, my stomach just kind of hurts.
I'm taking antibiotics. Literally anything. Yeah. I don't know.
I just feel like my stomach hurts.
I gotta go. Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't feel.
No more questions immediately.
Yeah. Oh man, that one sucks. Sucks. But why is there's always like a. There's always like you never if what am I trying to say here? Never mind. I'm like, I'll tell you later.
But yeah, I think OP is not the a-hole. I think, whatever. She was put on the spot in front of everybody. I think that she probably could have told the sister beforehand. I don't think that she necessarily had to or should have or anything like that. I think she could have told the sister, like, hey, I know you just had a miscarriage a week ago. Obviously I'm sorry for you.
No.
I wanted to let you know first before I like make an announcement because I've already held it off for so long and I'm going to start showing or whatever. You know what I mean? I think she could have told the sister. I don't necessarily think that she should have or that, whatever. Just like to kind of extend some, have that be like a sensitive conversation before she just like finds out at some family announcement. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, that sucks.
Well, yeah.
Because like now I gotta grieve and also try and be happy with you at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, let me grieve first. You tell me first. Not that she had to, but it'd be nice to be like, okay, you told me first, so I could first grieve. So that way I'm happy with you at the family announcement.
So I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. The only part that I don't know if you were saying this or that I don't think works is that it just happened a week ago. I don't think within that week is any of that is probably the right time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I feel like I agree with you 1,000%. And like maybe she would have done that in 3 weeks from now or something when she was getting ready to announce or something.
Yeah.
But like it just literally just happened a week ago.
Yeah.
There's no, and I'm not
hypothetically.
And
We don't know the actual time frame. I just made up a week.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Well, no, I didn't say that when I was reading the story. I just said that right now. Like, I know you had, because OP said that she's been hiding her pregnancy already for a little while.
No, but she lost it a week ago. She lost her pregnancy.
Oh, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
About a week ago. So what I'm saying is that she can't have that conversation yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's too soon.
Yeah.
And well, I'm gonna go to the little get together, and I did everything in my power to not say anything. And idiot people that are like, oh wait, she's pregnant. They freaking brought it up.
Yeah.
So it's not my fault.
Yeah. I think everybody else is the a-hole, and Ash especially.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion.
All right, that's it.
Yeah. That's
cool.
everything.
We got 2 episodes out this week. Awesome. And we'll do 2 more next week. We got to do a Christmas one too.
Yeah.
We got to start
theme.
looking up some juicy like Christmas stories.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty then.
More family drama.
Yeah. Cool. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.